Hi, my name is Dillon Chase. We are in Houston, Texas at Legacy Church for the Love to Worship album release party. So
one of the questions I do for Wado Radio is a series where I ask artists about their introduction to Christian hip-hop. So what's your story, how you got introduced to the genre?
Got to think hard. Cross movement, holy culture was part of it via a flyer. See, when I grew up, like I'm wordy, I'm going to summarize. I had broken home, drug addiction. Long story short, I ended up living with a friend. His family was believers. Started going to church, like a popular youth group, right? Darren Williams, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, he would go there too, So real popular gathering, hundreds of people. And Holy Culture was going to be coming there to do a concert. Now, this is probably 2002, 2003. And so they had flyers, and we just looked at the flyer and just laughed. Like, Christian rap, real arrogant. I went to the youth group one night, and they actually had Christian rappers there, just guys from the church doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first introduction, but it was kind of a bad introduction, very violent. They probably slaughtered at least 100 demons in one song. and being one, I'm an unbeliever, so I really was just kind of like turned off by it. But apparently it planted some type of seed. Living with that family planted a seed of the gospel. The Lord saved me in 2004, and I knew about KJ52 as well. But my first actual introduction would have been at a youth group with guys I don't even know their name.
Yeah.
Saw the flyer. Third is I saw KJ52 on TBN, like with a beanie on, like this little gray sweater, and I was like, hey, there's another guy who has to deal with him in comparison, so maybe we can have something in common. I get saved, and I automatically pretty much think KJ52 is the only Christian rapper. So I swear, back then he's like the only Christian rap CD you could find, like at Walmart or something. So I went to my Walmart and bought KJ52, the yearbook. I was like, I can do this. I was like, hey, this is really KJ52, and there's no one else, so I'll just come in. And then I started hearing guys like Flame and The Truth, and I was like, okay, I might want to just sit this out for a while and work a little more on my craft. Lecrae recorded at a studio that I recorded at when I was doing secular music with a record label I was affiliated with in Irving, Texas. And then I hit up guys like, hey man, who's recording at the studio, man? Y'all got any good rappers? He's like, man, everyone's whack. Except this one dude who was a Christian rapper, but he's nice. And that's the first time, I heard about Lecrae in 2004.
Yeah. And is that what kind of built your relationship, and you got kind of connected with what they were doing?
Lecrae, even back then, goodness, like I'm putting numbers out there, but who cares? Now it's been like almost 10 years, so you can start mentioning numbers. It's like, yeah, we had Lecrae come do a concert. It's $300 to get him out, and I'm like, 300, like he got paid $300 to come to a church and rap. And my mind was blown.
Yeah.
I'm like pen and paper. I'm like, hey, if I can book this many shows, like I could do this. I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he's at now. But I don't think don't hit up Reach like thinking you can get him for $300. Right. And so he had performed at a church like a few months before I performed there. So they're like showing me all this stuff. Like, you're okay, but look at when he came.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out he recorded with that record label. So I hit him up. I kind of had that connection. Like, hey, I used to do stuff here at this studio. They told me about you. At that point, he was getting pretty busy, and he just gave me a guy named BJ's number. Because Lecrae has to filter him through at that point, like whose motives are right. My motives probably weren't at the time.
Yeah.
God providentially relocated me to Denton, where their church plant was in, and their college ministry, and that's really Shoal was the first guy who really saw that someone needed to really reach out and take me under their wing a little bit. Lecrae and Tadashi, those guys weren't married. I was months away from being married, so Shoal was the most intentional, and had the most time to really pour into me.